Welcome to another edition of Sports Edition on Upper Level Productions. I'm here with Osiris, Matt, and myself, Thurman. We got a lot of wild, unheard of trades, major trades, mid trades, possible trades. People just want to pack up their bags and go. Plus our Super Bowl picks at the end of the show. So, you guys ready?
Hell yeah. I've been waiting.
So the first topic was the trade of the century. We got Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris are headed to the LA Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick. We'll start off with you, Osiris. Wait, make this make sense for me.
I mean, I was just like everybody else, right? We was all shocked when we heard the trade happen. So for me, what I did was, I waited like a couple of days up to today to see what everybody said, all the players, the GMs, the owners, everybody that was involved. So I sat back and said, all right, from the Dallas side, I can understand why they did it because they're in the win now mode. They're not trying to go pay somebody $200 million and build a roster around. Instead, they went the route of let's get this veteran player to bring in a power forward center to help us win now. So I could see that from that standpoint. From the Lakers side, they wanted to trade as well but I don't see it from as far as the basketball side as of right now. I see they did it like, okay, we need to do a change. We need to we're going to a new direction. Dallas has given us the opportunity to do so. Who's going to say no to Luka Doncic? And this is an excuse for me now to be like, I have my successor. That's why the Lakers want to trade getting Luka Doncic.
I wouldn't say anybody really lost or won the trade. Also, we got to wait for some time. I do believe the Lakers are on a win now mode with Luka Doncic. I do believe you don't draft or trade for one of the 5 top offensive players to do it in a couple years. I think you do it to win now. Can they win now is the actual question. I don't think they will. I think the Lakers have a lot of defensive holes they still need to answer in order to win right now. But adding one of the top 5 players in the league next to one of the top 15 players at 40 years old.
Top three.
Thank you. Top 3 players in the league. To me, was crazy. I'm still in shock. I'm not going to sit here and say like I think or I even know why the Dallas Mavericks just traded one of the top 3 generational players of all time away. Right? So I'm not going to sit here and act like, yeah, this is cool. Like you could say, we could say you have this, yeah, they did because this
money,
but it's Luka Doncic. Like in my head, it's Luka Doncic that they just traded away. But I do think, yes, for both these teams, I think the Mavs got a real better ceiling, right? Like their ceiling right now is win now because it's like you can't, right? You have to answer the defensive questions if you're saying defensive was your issue. And AD is not just a one-way player; he can also play offensive, adding to Kyrie Irving, who is an offensive juggernaut in the playoffs. That we know.
And they got Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson, who's shown his slights. The Mavs have a good supporting cast that, yes, you can fully see them making some noise in the West. The Lakers, on the other hand, it's Luka Doncic. Like that offensive firepower. I'm thinking I'm thinking JJ Redick, I'm thinking I probably just knock everybody out with offense at this point. Because if I can just outshoot you, I don't really need to defend you. If I can just outscore you constantly, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe they go with the rest of the season. Like they just upload the offense because they have offensive players. And again, the Lakers are at 7 of the last 8. But won the last 2 games without AD. So they found something. And they found it a couple games ago, and they're finding it now. They found something. Something's got them moving forward, moving good. I do think when Luka plays, I do think you see the Lakers in a mode where you think, are they actually trying to win right now? Because I do think that's how it's going to end up looking.
My pushback on that right now is that the trade deadline is tomorrow.
All right.
And right now on their roster for their center is Christian Carloco, Jackson Hayes, and Trey Jameson. So I get your you got Luka, and don't get me wrong. I still think I said the Lakers won this trade as well. I'm getting Luka Doncic, but to say they're on the win now mode, I don't see that because I don't think they got Luka Doncic to win an NBA championship this year.
When have you not known the Lakers organization to be something win now?
Well,
especially with players generational like this.
Well, I understand that I understand it from a history standpoint.
Right, no.
Like the Yankees, right? I mean, but they don't win every World Series.
But the Yankees, the minute they do something, you expect that to win now.
Yeah,
Lakers fans, the Lakers are expecting this to be a win now. Do not make no mistake about it. Lakers Nation, this is win now to Lakers Nation.
The two teams in sports history that when you play on that organization is the Yankees and the Lakers. That's you expect to win every year.
Right.
They don't win, but they don't win every year. So but my point is the thing, like again, I understand you got Luka Doncic. I'm not saying they lost a trade on that, but yes, they got Luka Doncic and LeBron. But just like any other 1-2 punch, just like Scottie Pippen and Jordan, they had teammates, Dennis Rodman, Kukoc, Longley. They had a team. Let's go with Kobe and Shaq. Right. Yeah, you had your 1-2 punch, but it wasn't just the 1-2 punch. You had Robert Horry. Right. You had Rick Fox. You had Derek Fisher. You had what's his name? Ron Harper. You had Ron Artest at one point. So yeah, you can have your 1-2 punch, but you still need 3, 4, and 5 in the bench.
I will concede. Yeah,
it depends on the center, and then on the West, you still got centers to play against. Now you got to play against Anthony Davis. So let's see what happens by tomorrow by the deadline.
Right.
But to me, it's like the Lakers to get Doncic winning is you do it when your season is over. That to me is when you start focusing on Luka Doncic.
Yeah, no, I don't see that. I think Luka Doncic is the top 3 player. You get him, we're winning now. That's me. I can see your point to it as well. Like just because that issue of the center is what always seems to be the issue with the Lakers. That big, they always seem to either not have one or not have one to deal with the other big in the West, which is Jokic. So I can fully see why if you're saying they didn't get one, they're not drafting one, they're not thinking win now this year. But I'm saying they're fully going to try to win now this year for sure.
And then it also depends on matchups in the playoffs.
Right. No, I'm not.
It's all about matchup.
Bro, it's all about matchup.
Here's the thing about this trade. Like I'm good trade for the Lakers. Good trade for Dallas. That's cool and all that, but the whole secrecy of it, honestly, you traded a generational talent. Now I get it if you weren't planning to trade for the max contract, or you didn't want to sign him to a max contract for the $350.
Supermax.
The Supermax. I get all that. But at the same time, if you're going to do that, why not call another team?
Why not call for Giannis?
What? Like, even
why
Utah,
for Anthony Edwards?
Utah was like, yo, I was in there on the trade, but I didn't know what was going on. If I knew what was going on,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I would have been got out of this and tried to get more for this.
My opinion, the way
Giannis still answers your defensive problems and your offensive problems right there as well.
My opinion from the way it went down, from hearing all that, is that they target who they wanted. Yes. They wanted another big to play along Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford.
Yo.
So that's why I'm saying they knew they wanted target. And number 2, I just think that they kept another 3 reasons. Number 2, I think they kept it a secret is because they didn't want nobody blowing it up.
Yeah.
They targeted him. They didn't want nobody. I'm going to say Rich Paul to kill that.
I mean, not only Rich Paul,
that
Dallas, like Luka did just buy a house in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like you also think about income tax. Like you got to not spend a lot of money in the Lakers. I'm pretty sure his agent would have probably been like, well, no, for my client, this is also not the best thing for us either as well.
Number 3, I saw this Lakers saying, looking at it like this is our chance to get a successor. I'm not.
No. I agree.
I'm not going to say no to that.
I agree. The successor part. And I would say this is the first time as a LeBron fan, I'm seeing LeBron play with somebody who's not 10 times, but somebody who LeBron is number 2. He is the second best player for the first time ever on his team.
But let me give some little doubt here. It's hard to believe that LeBron didn't know though. That's the part I'm gonna go with it that nobody knew. But to be honest with you, it's hard to believe that you don't go to your best player. Talk about a trade. Because that's always been a thing.
His best player, his clutch client. We're not going to LeBron. I guess after the post conference, you can fully tell that LeBron.
Or Rich Paul.
You can tell because if he had a post press conference, you can fully tell that LeBron that's his guy. Like as much as everybody thinks that LeBron is this evil, I'm gonna trade you away. He had a friendship with Anthony Davis, and that hurt. You could clearly tell by his experience after the win. He was like, hey, I didn't know. It's my guy. Won nothing but the best. But it hurts, we lost also a couple of TV players on the team, but it is what it is. Like, the point we actually talked about last week, we talked about the Butler situation, the professionalism of it. because AD and Luka, if you're thinking about the bad side,
I thought it was professional.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. AD and Luka got like $100 million. He got to pay state tax. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't paying that side in taxes. Anthony Davis, who's been here for a couple of years, you're established. They could have been, fuck y'all, I'm not playing. I'm not doing nothing. But they were professional. They played. They could have done all that. And we're looking at somebody else on the other team who is not. I think we go back to your point last week, Osiris, where you were like, hey man, Jimmy Butler, you know what I'm saying? Like the third, look at what happened to what's happening to AD and Luka. Those are top players. They should, anybody should feel a way about this trade. It should be them, and I'm excited to be in the Lakers. I'm excited to be in Dallas.
Because why? It's part of the business.
Yeah,
so unfortunately it happened, and
that wasn't the only trades that was going down. This has been the most vibrant trade.
I like it.
Season I've seen in the NBA.
NBA said y'all bored, right?
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, oh,
I got something. Adam said, "I'll be tuned in." He probably tuned in and heard this exact same shit. He was like, hold on. When he said
what he did, I do not mind.
You know what I'm saying? So we got De'Aaron Fox is heading over to San Antonio, and Zach LaVine is heading over to Sacramento Kings in a 3-team trade.
I like that.
That was an amazing trade. But not to be outdone, Middleton is now heading over to Washington. Sorry, Middleton. And Kyle Kuzma is now heading to Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Like, where do we begin with
the Milwaukee Bucks around?
Where do we begin?
Well, the Fox was a given because he wanted to go to the Spurs. He didn't name any other team to go trade it to, so he got traded to the Spurs. He got what he wanted. It was he wanted to be something with family, which is I don't knock anybody that you work and you have family close to you. And you get to play with Wemby, more power to you.
Tutelage of Popovich.
So hopefully that team, I'm hoping.
That's really what I was thinking.
I'm hoping to see that team in the playoffs, even though I think they're like the 11th seed.
Right now, yeah, they are the 11th seed. But the West are
pretty stacked with
21 and 26. They're 17 games above the one, but they're like right there for the play-in spot.
So let's see.
Two game win streak right there.
All-Star is what, next week?
Yes.
So we're not even at the All-Star break yet. So we still got 30 now, 40 games left. So I think we might see them in the playoffs with that trade.
I'm excited. I like De'Aaron Fox as a player. I like Wemby as a player. But again, I was thinking for the first time now I get to witness the birth of a potential Spurs dynasty.
I want to go that far,
but I want to be excited. I want to get to tell my kids, I was there. You got the Tim Duncans, you got the Rob, you know what I'm saying? All those guys. I want to be able to say, hey, back when I was there, my guy was Wemby. Wemby was my
because there is no Tim Duncan out there.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to be right, exactly.
But do they have a chance with Fox? The way
Not now.
I think the way the West is wide open right now, I think adding Fox, and if they win games and get to the playoffs, I wouldn't.
Not now, but you do know that you do have that trust in the Spurs organization to do the right thing, which is why it was a good trade.
I agree with you.
Because that's really what I was thinking. It didn't matter the fact that he wanted to go to the Spurs obviously wanted this. You know the Spurs organization for being extremely lucky, and not just being extremely lucky, but for having that luck. It's not just because you would draft a first round player and have them then shit on him. But they drafted first-round players, brought these players up. And you know what I'm saying? So this is a really good organization. This is why I'm excited.
The Middleton trade was awesome on the Milwaukee side. I mean, again, like you said, sorry to Middleton.
But Kuzma is caught to come up.
They got somebody younger, fresher with legs. Unfortunately, you call the championship team that he was on. He was a Laker. So he is an upgrade to Middleton, so I give that trade an A on the Milwaukee side because I think they're sitting 5th right now in the Eastern Conference. So adding a younger leg like Kuzma and experience will help.
I don't know. I would say, do we feel that Middleton was a needle mover? Honestly,
when he's healthy.
Do we feel that Kyle Kuzma is the needle mover?
Actually, I have to think about that because the last.
That's what I'm thinking too. In my head is like.
He was healthy until he wasn't, but then when he was healthy, he was barely a factor. Right,
because if we're thinking the Chris Middleton that we knew.
He's part of the championship.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking that Chris Middleton is not even comparable to Kyle Kuzma. That's what I'm saying. That Chris Middleton is not comparable to Kyle Kuzma. But it means to me that Chris Middleton is falling off that much.
But it's 2025 and the Kyle Kuzma is better than the Middleton right now.
That's what Kyle Kuzma is better than Chris Middleton.
He's younger, he's fresher. And
it's an upgrade from Milwaukee.
And Kuzma was an all-star. And I understand he played for the Wizards, but Kuzma was an all-star last year. So they did upgrade, and he's available. So
he is available. Kuzma is. He's not. He's also not. He is somebody who, if he probably did have the right team and system in front of him, he could probably, because Kuzma is not a person that's going to get his own shots. He's going to hit some spot up shots. He's going to, slash to the basket. He's not a make your own shot type of player. So somebody with Giannis next to him.
And Damian.
And Damian. Because at the end, that's what he only wanted Chris Middleton to do, was spot up and slash. And that's what he couldn't be because he wasn't available. And sometimes, as Thurman said, he wasn't the best at.
Be a wing defender. So,
right. So I don't know if Kuzma is the best wing defender. I think when it comes to defense, they drop the defense.
Yeah, I'm not telling you to be elite, but just be a wing defender. Just be there.
Be a body.
Just be a body on the floor. But yeah.
But you're there. You're fast.
But yeah, I think when it comes to the trades, though, I think we get an agreement. I think the Spurs trade was amazing out of all of them. Yes.
The West is acting kind of crazy right now, and I just really want to be quick, if we could be really quick about it. The Kevin Durant situation in Phoenix. Now, apparently, with the whole Bradley Beal situation that just kind of like fumbled out with the Butler and Nets now, and now they're just like, you know what, we got to get rid of salary because we're dead in the bottom of the pile now. They shopping Kevin Durant.
So the Kevin Durant Golden State Warrior deal is dead?
That's dead.
Okay.
I can see that.
But they still shop at Kevin Durant. It could be possible, a swap between Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant. That's the rumor that's going on right now.
That's what I'm hearing too. Now, wouldn't that be crazy? Like, you try to get out to join KD, and then you end up getting traded for the guy you wanted to join.
And Kevin Durant, with Adebayo and them with that team, I don't have an issue with that trade. If that trade goes down,
my God, that's nasty.
If that trade goes
But
down,
I don't think Kevin Durant will.
But then we're talking about that heat culture that a lot of. We're talking about that heat culture that a lot of players, a lot of old players talk about.
Thurman, let me highlight this for you real quick. There's only 2 players in the league with a no trade clause. Only 2. LeBron James and Bradley Beal. That means Kevin Durant can get traded. He can get traded.
I get it.
There is no. I don't feel like going there. Yep, but yeah, he did turn down the Golden State.
I don't think that's gonna be like.
But could they still?
If you hear Kevin Durant going to Miami, honestly, I feel sorry for both Miami and for Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant he plays a team player style. He can play that style. With Spoelstra's team, especially in the playoffs, it's defense first, offense second. But the defense, you're playing tough and you're playing physical constantly. You're really trying to avoid the fast breaks.
Okay.
Kevin Durant's not.
Who's on the roster? Okay, it depends who they trade out with Jimmy Butler, but I doubt they'll add anybody with Jimmy Butler and draft picks. Okay, so you play Kevin Durant. Let's say the trade do happen. You pair him with Adebayo, Hero. Who else is on that Heat team? That's a team. That roster went to the Eastern Conference Championship. To the NBA Finals. So you swap Kevin Durant and Jimmy Butler. You don't think that makes the Eastern Conference team a threat?
2 different styles of play. That's
okay. Hold on. Let me get the roster right here. Let's see.
So you don't think? So you think?
So you talk about Bam Adebayo, Alex Burks, Josh Christopher, Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Josh Richardson, Duncan Robinson, Terry Rozier, Isaiah Stevens, Nikola Jovic. I mean,
it's going to be Butler plus one of these players.
Right, Butler plus one of these players. You probably mentioned.
Probably a top player too.
The Heat are 24 and 24. They stand right now. What's the standings for the Heat right now? The Heat are 7th in the East. The 7th in the East.
So you don't tell me adding Kevin Durant would increase the odds?
They'll get him in the playoffs.
They'll get him in like.
They'll get him in the playoffs.
You tell me they can't get from 7th to at least
4th?
But then we go and then we're playing teams like Cleveland, Boston, New York.
I know. I get that. Orlando a little bit,
kind of, sort of.
Even though they're falling off. About those teams, I'm glad we all mentioned. You guys mentioned about the defensive efficiency with the Lakers trade and the whole Lakers playing with defense.
Mm-hmm.
The top 5 defensive teams are in the East.
And that means that to be Cleveland, Boston, New York, Philadelphia, the Pacers, and the Milwaukee.
You gotta play that style of game. And in Miami with Butler was that style of game.
Okay. So
it didn't work. I mean, they're going through their separation.
I don't think Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant play the same type of game.
I think true separation.
Jimmy Butler is an upgrade.
I think Jimmy Butler's offensively. Offensively.
Overall,
but Jimmy Butler was a good 2-way player. He was a good 2-way player for the Heat scheme.
For the scheme,
so the scheme may have to change because this is the first time when the Heat have a player that isn't someone that does play both ways for them, honestly.
You don't think Pat Riley's going to say no to Kevin Durant?
No, I'm not pull the trigger.
We're not saying don't do it. Do it.
Pull that trigger.
But when you're talking about the Heat style of play, when we're talking about the Heat style of play, this is the first time in which the Heat have a player that does not play two ways, and then he'd be the main focal point.
Okay.
So it would have to change the scheme of the
we're
way
talking about Kevin Durant and his
No, true.
Everybody else can play defense. True. I need that man to be the scorer.
I get it. But
I had a 40-year-old in LA who I said also.
Well,
I said also the same thing, but okay.
You can't compare LeBron and KD now.
What do you guys think? You guys hit us up in the comments. Get back into this conversation. Get into this debate. Like, get this guy funny. But we're changing landscapes of the NBA and moving into the NFL, but we're talking same topics. Trades are already talking, and this is not even supposed to be talked about during Super Bowl week, which is crazy. Well, while we had a different type of trade talk, Myles Garrett has requested a trade to be traded to a contender. Cleveland's on record saying, hell to effing no, we're not doing that. How bad is it getting with Cleveland and that Deshaun Watson's contract? It's really deflating them. Now the top player wants to leave, but you know they're not going to try to leave him.
Trade him.
What's going to happen, guys?
I mean, I'm not saying for me to trade him.
This is yeah.
Well, to me, it's like you got a disgruntled employee. Why? Because you got an elite defense with Myles Garrett on it. Problem is that you got no quarterback. So to me is, I would try to get a quarterback. You got Minnesota, you got Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy. You got Jacksonville. You could probably try to call for Trevor Lawrence. But my point is that if you can get a quarterback and then call Myles Garrett and say, hey, will this, does this satisfy something that will get you to stay? I think that would get Myles Garrett to stay. But if you don't get a quarterback, then you trade.
Let me interject. What would you have to, in order to get a Sam Darnold, what would you have to give up in your...
You don't give up anything because you just sign him.
So what they...
Because he's a free agent.
Oh, okay.
So he's free agent. The thing is that for the Minnesota is that what happened is that J.J. McCarthy got hurt, but they had Sam Darnold as a backup. So Sam Darnold balled out. So now he's a free agent. So now...
Okay.
So now if I was Cleveland, I'd call Minnesota and say, hey, what are you going to do with Sam Darnold or the kid that he was going to start, J.J. McCarthy? So if you're going to sign Sam Darnold, then would you trade J.J. McCarthy?
That makes
or
sense.
if you're going to keep J.J. McCarthy, then hey,
I'll
call Sam Darnold. Then I'll call Sam Darnold.
Okay. That makes sense. Me, I just feel it's bad. It's bad in Cleveland. And I really feel sorry for Cleveland because that's one of the original football teams.
It's been bad. They remember.
I know. There's like a big curse
since Jim Brown.
But
way before my time.
I think that the guaranteed contract, the full guaranteed contract of Deshaun Watson is really crippling them. It's making them not be able to make many moves. That defense is stacked. That defense is so stacked. But my thing with that, we have a kind of opposite situation going on in LA.
No, that's what it's funny.
Cooper Kupp was informed by the LA Rams that they're going to be actively shopping him this offseason.
He's 31. They own $20 million. So the Rams just don't want to pay that right now.
I want to throw this up a big caveat too. Remember a few episodes back when we first started, I was saying there was rumors about they trying to break up this team. This is the last year. Now, this is the last year of a 2-year deal remaining on Matt Stafford's contract, but this is the last year that it's all guaranteed. There's $5 million that's left of guaranteed money. So after that, they can drop him and it won't hurt their cap. Then he can be either become a free agent or they can try to go for a trade and get some
because he still got
some prospects or draft picks for him or something for him. Not just let him walk out and get nothing. What's going on
right now between Stafford?
Is this the beginning of a rebuild?
Well, from what I read about between Stafford and the Rams, that's right now in limbo. That's right now. They're at the end of the season. They're right now like enjoying their vacation. So they haven't given us when they'll come back and talk about Stafford coming back to the Rams. So as far as Cooper Kupp, like I said, he's 31 years old. He's not the same Triple Crown Cooper Kupp from 2021. So He's
still good though.
Didn't see a lot of targets in the playoffs.
And Rams draft well.
Yeah.
So that's just how it is in the football. Now, can he be a number one on another team? You damn right. He can be a number one team in any team. So, it's just the way it goes.
Tough. I say it's tough. It's probably tough for Coop because you want to stay. You like the Rams. You want to stay. But as you just said, Cooper Kupp will be fine anywhere. You know what I'm saying? He will be fine anywhere.
Now for Cleveland. Thank you for reminding me about with Stafford. That was also in my head about that earlier. Thank you for bringing that up. That if I was Cleveland, I'll see how the situation with Matthew Stafford ends up with the Rams. Because if he doesn't go back with the Rams, then I'd be like, okay, so am I going to? I don't know if he's going to be a free agent or trade him to say, hey, Myles Garrett, I got Matthew Stafford up here.
Okay. Right. So let's say for the Cleveland part, you're not able to get that trade done. What do you do with Myles Garrett?
Trade him. He's disgruntled. He's just a disgruntled employee. So my thing is, either you satisfy him or you trade him.
My thing is, and you can talk about this a little bit more. The contrast between NFL, way things are getting done, way that requests and trades or how that goes down, and how DMs usually put their foot on the line. It's like, nah, you're playing this contract. Compared to the NBA, where it's kind of.
I think we had this conversation off the camera before pod, how like when I came into the league, get it from when you guys like teams were advertised to you, stuff like that. When I come into the league,
well, it was in front of the
right. What I'm now in mine, what now me is like the players advertise to me, right? The NFL, the Shield. It's the Shield. The Shield. The NBA is as you say, a face. There's no face of the NFL.
Well, you come by the face mask.
But I'm saying, but you're saying it was like
you wear the helmet.
Right? No, not obviously, but it's like when it comes to the NFL, like it's the NFL before anything else. The NBA, even though it's the players,
Because nobody says who's winning this year, Patrick Mahomes. They'll be like, it's the Chiefs. Steve,
right? And the NBA,
maybe,
and in the NBA, sometimes the topics aren't even teams. Do you think LeBron? Do you think Steph? Do you think KD will win a championship? It's not that way for the NFL. I do think the NFL and the NBA are doing they're recognizing that things are becoming more international, recognizing where your audience is heading, recognizing trends, recognizing like, hey, we need to probably kind of go over to Brazil and play a game over here. The NBA went to France the other day. We need to go to France, play a couple games. We need to test these international waters. We need to get some international players. We need to advertise some of these international players. We need to make an international player.
The NBA?
The NBA, we need to make a good international player, one of the faces of our best franchise.
Real quick, though, about the international players in the NBA, that's always been a thing because we have Manu Ginobili, we have Tony Parker.
You have gone a bit thing.
So I just think that
it's never been a thing where these people can also watch these players. Now it's a thing where people now people in certain countries can now regularly watch their international players when they can only watch them on certain times.
Yeah, so
now because of that,
we had Dirk Nowitzki.
Right, you had Dirk Nowitzki, but the people in Dirk's country could not see Dirk the way people in Dirk's country now can see Dirk.
No,
it's a very, very different time now.
I think they were watching him.
No.
Not on the big game.
Not on the way the NBA has grown internationally now. The NBA has grown internationally now.
I want to watch it now.
The numbers are, I can go to Stream East and I can watch Wemby.
And
that was not
my only pushback is that normally the NBA wait for the NFL season to finish, and then you see more televised basketball games. So they do. It does get played around the world. You just got to wait for the second half of the season.
Right, but still, it still doesn't get played around the world with the NBA. The NBA's TV broadcasting deal is the reason why it's now so advertising. Right, the way TV's being viewed around the world, the way TV's being streamed around the world, the NBA sees this, and that's why the international numbers have grown.
But it's also
and so far now you have not only just international TV, but now you go to the Olympics, and now there are like 7 players playing for the French national team.
I understand that.
7 players playing for the Canadian national team. The NBA has grown internationally. You can see it on a global scale.
But it's also timing because the NBA purposely do not play a lot of games during the football season. They wait for the football season to be over, and then now when after the All-Star game, you're gonna be seeing a lot of televised.
Right, you're gonna be seeing for the American television because the Americans are the ones who are taking the bulk of those streaming numbers from the NBA when it comes to televised national. It's the NFL. When it comes to the international, they could care less. International people do not care about Super Bowl because they don't watch football the way we watch. They don't watch American football.
Did you forget?
Forget what?
They have online stream service now.
Right, but the NFL numbers compared to the NBA numbers are not the same.
Yeah,
the NBA numbers are astronomical compared to the NFL numbers. I'm saying that they're not. They're very, very new because now with the way the internet is now.
I understand the argument. I understand the argument. See, I didn't bring up numbers because my point is not numbers. My point is about access.
Right. The access is not the same as it was a couple years today as it was a couple years ago. It's not. It is not the same. It is actually there weren't even internet. There weren't even internet in certain countries a couple years ago when Dirk Nowitzki was playing. Now they got Starlink and all that. It's not the same. So yes, the NBA has grown internationally due to this access.
But
this access
it's always been a thing. But I'm just going to tell you, it's always been a thing that that basketball games get aired more after the NFL season.
Right, but I'm just saying it doesn't. That affects the American numbers. Because the Americans are now switching from football to basketball because the Americans are the one who are watching American football and then turning American football to go to American basketball. If you're in Brazil, you don't care about the Houston Eagles.
Except for one game.
Except for that one game you watch. Except for that one game you watch.
Can I disagree with you on that?
You could. You could fully disagree.
How about China? How about
China watches football?
No, basketball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm saying the same thing. I'm saying you're saying, they get broadcasted more. I'm saying that affects American TV numbers. It does not affect Chinese TV numbers because the Chinese are not watching the football game.
I'm not talking about football. I'm talking about basketball.
Right, but you said the American more people watch football after the.
I didn't say that.
Well, you said more people watch basketball after the TV, after the football games. They start airing more games, right? And that affects the American numbers, not the international numbers, because the international people are not watching football.
That wasn't my point. Okay, yeah, you can move on. I never said any of that, but that wasn't my point.
Let's get to the point.
It was about it's about eyeballs. I was saying. Right. So everybody, the whole world watches basketball more after the NFL season.
No.
Okay.
No, they're watching it all year long. That's the one thing. They're watching all year long.
The whole entire world is watching soccer.
You
guys
just agreed that
they're watching soccer.
You guys after the football.
People in Portugal are not watching. They're not watching it. Of course, the American. But I'm not talking about the American TV. Now I'm talking about the global numbers.
But you're saying that the global numbers is not all year long.
No, that's not what you said. I'm agreeing on. You guys agreed on the fact that the NBA waits to the NFL season to air more games.
Yes, nobody's arguing that.
Because they're trying to get their American.
They're trying to get their American TV numbers up. Yes, that's what. Okay. But that has no effect on the international TV numbers.
I disagree, but
because they're not watching.
The international people who watch.
They're already watching.
They've been watching basketball.
That's why their numbers are so totally different.
So they have more access. Because there's more games.
Right, no, because they have internet access, which they didn't have last year. You cannot watch certain games in Brazil if you don't have a streaming service. If you don't have a legal streaming service in Brazil like Stream East, you're not watching any games. That did not exist a couple years ago. So now your numbers in Brazil are going up. The numbers in Portugal are going up. The numbers in Cameroon, Joel Embiid's home place, are going up. You can't tell me Cameroon had television access a couple years ago. They didn't.
Let us know what you guys think, because I'm getting annoyed by this. They were going in the same circle. But yeah, let us know. Write in the comments. Tell us what you think. NBA, NFL, all trades things. But this Sunday, it's the time we've all been waiting for. Super Bowl Sunday has finally come, and we need to make our picks. With Kansas City, small favorite, 1.5 favorite.
I can't believe they're the favorite. But yeah, I'm sorry.
That's the waiting.
I can't believe they're the favorite.
Can the Chiefs be the first team in NFL history to become win the championship 3 years in a row? Matt, give me your pick. Give me your score.
The football fan in me would like it to be Eagles 34-32. But I'd like to switch that because I know it'll probably be Kansas City the other way around. But in all honesty, yes, I would like to put the Eagles 34-32. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a low scoring game, only the fact that I just think that the 2-week layoff of them not playing, and then come Super Bowl Sundays, and that's not a regular football game. So in the time they start, so I think both teams are going to start off slow. So I think it's going to be more like a 20-21-ish game. Only like I said. But as far as like how they win it,
wait, 2021 who?
I got Eagles. I got Eagles, but I have to go with the Eagles because you're Kansas City. But I have to go with the Eagles.
She's wearing
well, like I said,
color, right?
but besides that, I'm not a Chiefs or Eagles fan, so I can't even wear Eagles colors. If I wear green, I'm a Jets fan. I'm a Jets fan, so I wear green. But as far as I think Eagles got to win by just. See, that's my concern about the 2-week layoff. Is because can they do that home run plays when you play consistent football? So that's my concern is that down
Can
play.
Saquon get that 60-yard run?
Yeah, can the team get fired up?
Can Jalen get that 40-yard run out the pocket?
I'm not saying they might have that rush, but I don't know how 2 weeks.
No,
but
fully valid.
That's my only concern.
2 weeks over anything, you'll be a little bit.
Chiefs play one down at a time, so they start off slow anyway. It's the Eagles is my concern is starting off slow. That's it.
Wow. You guys know my picks.
You got a high scoring and low scoring.
I got a 27-24.
So you got
City.
So you got.
I'm hoping for a very good Super Bowl, but
I got a 27-24. With that number, I believe it just eats out on the over/under, which is at 49 right now. As we were recording this, so I just think KC their defense will make the play that it needs to make. I think offense will make the play that it needs to make. I think Kansas City. Believe it or not, I believe Philadelphia will go off to a hot start, and Kansas City will have to play catch up.
That is going to be one depressing Super Bowl.
I think that's
it's going to be one depressing Super Bowl. I'm going to be like, oh my gosh.
It depends how you look at it, though.
I think
it starts off as Eagles are cooking, and then you say no.
What do you say? What do you mean blowout?
Like the Eagles start off and they're up like two touchdowns, a field goal on the right, and then all of a sudden Kansas City is, as you say, one down, touchdown.
I'm not gonna say
one down. You're doing nothing but sitting down there and watching them take the score.
If Philadelphia goes up 28-3, like Philadelphia, like Atlanta was on New England. Yeah, that game is a dub. There's no comeback in the team.
My thing is like how you look at it, right? Because if Eagles spank the Chiefs, I know for as far as the football, Super Bowls be boring. Me personally, it's great for him. So that's why I say how you look at it. It depends how you look at it, right? So even if
you're having one of those Homelander moments,
even if it is 28-3 and the Chiefs come back and make it a good game, I just want to make sure the Eagles win.
Yeah, Eagles win.
Make sure that if it comes out to a field goal, I hope it's the Eagles.
Taylor Swift cry.
But if not, if it's a blowout, either way, I'm going to come back on the show and be like, hey, Thurman, you need to go on a 3-minute ramble about why the Chiefs lost. That's what I'm holding into.
Small talk with Furby will be on me.
Yes.
Oh, I cannot wait for that.
If
it happens.
So that's if it happens.
If it happens. It's a what if moment.
What if going on? One of those. You guys think? What was that guy's name? Rick Benedito. The Italian guy that goes on a rant. He's like, we got my car. She forgot her keys, and I gotta go over there. Yeah. Those are fucking rants. Yeah, wait till
you're gonna be on that rant when the Knicks drafted Porzingis.
Dingus. Who the fuck is this? Dingus. I don't know. That shit was hilarious.
Will that happen? I don't know.
Who the fuck is Dingus?
But I don't know. But like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the deal. Hit that notification bell as well. Like, get that notification when the next Up and Level Sports Edition is gonna come. Well, it's the time of the show where we gotta tell people where to find you, Matt.
The Black Obi-Wan on Twitter. That's what
_V.
And I'm at Up and Level Productions. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm Thurman, and thanks for watching. Good luck on your picks, and have a safe and wonderful Super Bowl. Peace and stay up. Yo, peace and blessings. Thank you for watching Up and Level. This is your boy, Fabito. If you like this show, you like the Sports Edition, like, comment, subscribe, get involved. Peace.